Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode with your girl Audrey Codner from ACG Math Tutoring. How you guys doing? All right, so we are going to be doing what? Math. Are you shocked? Because that's what draws you to me. So what we're going to work on real quick is we're going to take a look at the Box-and-Whisker plot. Some of you guys know it as the box plots. And we're going to see if we can get to the frequency table as well, because that's that data analysis that you see, sometimes known as the charts. And a lot of the things that we've been working on kind of brings us back in. So before we get ourselves into the whole Box-and-Whisker, let's go back as a quick refresher on what we did yesterday, which was finding the mean. Now, the mean is the average. Okay, I'm going to see if I can put it over here. Here's the symbol for mean. Mean means the average. So the average means we're going to add up our digits inside the data and divide by the number of digits they are. So if I zoom in rather large so you can actually see the numbers, maybe not so large. There we go. All right, so we are trying to find our mean. So we have 20, 17, 3, 9, 5, 12, 16, 19, and 10. So that means we have 3, 6, 9 numbers total. So what would be my mean? Okay. Hey, Snooks, how are you? So hello, everyone, and welcome on in. Right now, we are working on mean. So if you already know, just go ahead. The mean is your average. So the average is that we're going to add all these numbers up and divide by the number of numbers inside of that data set. Okay, great. Thank you for the support. Really appreciate it. Oh, my mom is here. Hi, Mom. Okay. All right, so what do we have for our mean? Okay, so that means you're going to have, you have your 20 plus your 17 plus your 3 plus your 9, your 5, your 12, and I'm running out of room. Let me shrink that a little bit. Hey, Mama. Oh, I love you, but you have to go outside. Okay, I'll turn it out. It's like I'm in here all day, and as soon as I go live, that's when the cat just wants to come out of nowhere like, hey, what you doing? Okay. All right. Hello, Janice. So Janice says 12.3. Is that Jen Incorporated saying 66? Roy is saying 66. You added more? No. No, I added them all in. Just because I write bigger. So we have a battle with the 66 and the 12.3s. So for those that are coming in, you're probably like, what's going on? We're trying to find the mean of our data set. So if you recall, mean means average. So you're going to add up the total numbers of the data set and then divide by 9. Okay, so we got 11.25, we got flat chicken with 102.1, snooks with 91. Okay, Mare with 12.3. Okay, so she's in agreement with Janice. Or Mare is in agreement. Okay. Okay, Michael's saying 13 with the 4s repeating. All right. Hey, Michael. Okay. All right, so you got the sum of 111 divided by 9. Okay, then we got 11, 11, 22, 22. Ooh. All right, let's take a look. All right, so we have our 20. 17 plus 3, that gives me 20. So right here, we got 40, right? So now if we have 40 plus the 14, that gives me 54. So right here I have 54. 12 plus 16, that gives me 28. So 54 plus 28 gives me 82. Then 82 plus 29, that should give me 111. And someone had that 111. Now we have to divide this by how many numbers? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers. That's why we're dividing by 9. So if you get the 111 divided by 9, you will get, and I'm going to approximate. So I have my 12.3 with the 3's repeating. Okay. So that will be my mean, yes. So you have 12.33, there you go. Well, hello, how are you? Okay, all right, so we see it now. There you go, flat chicken, there you go. There you go, Godchild, how are you? All right, so that was our mean. Now, in order for us to find our median, okay, what do we need to do first in order for us to find our median? Hey, bundles. High to low. Okay, we can go high to low. You can go low to high, you know. But no matter what, you have to put the numbers in order. There you go, Janice. Yes, order it. There you go, Pog. How are you? All right. Okay, for your eyes only. All right, you got your high to low. You got your high to low. All right, so we can go low to high. Okay, as long as they're in order. They have to be in order. All right, so my lowest number, let's make sure I'm in frame. So my lowest number is 3. So we have 3, then we have 5, so cut out the 3, cut out the 5. We have 9, then we have 10. Looks like 12 is the next one, then 16. 17, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Beautiful thing. Okay. So we have an odd number. 8, 9. Beautiful thing. Okay. So we have an odd number of the unit. So that means if I want to count, I can count towards the middle. So that means, yes, Kaya, saying it's 12. Hey, Danny. I just messaged. It's 12. Hey, Danny. I just messaged. Put in an order for me. So you're saying 12 plus 16? Now, careful. If I'm going with 3, let me do this part with pencil. So if I go 3 and 20 are gone. Then 5 and 19 are gone. Coming to the middle, 9 and 17 are gone. Then 10 and 16 is gone. So the number that's in the middle by itself is going to be 12. Okay, so this is our median. Now, do we have a mode? There you go, Kid Whisperer. Good. Dancing people. Okay, no. Good. Because mode means that we have numbers that are repeating. We don't have any numbers, the most frequent. We don't have any numbers that are repeating, so we do not have a mode. Now, what's my range? So I'm really trying to review all this. What's my range? Okay, good. I love this. Okay, Pog is saying 17. Do we agree? Okay, For Your Eyes Only says 20. Unknown says 17. Vicky is saying 17. Okay, Andrea 17. Janice 17. Okay, Unknown, I saw you with the 17. Unknown, you're being known. Okay, can't remember? That's okay. We're going to break it down. Once you see it once, you're going to be like, oh, I know how to do that. All right. So remember, your range is your high minus your low. Okay. The range does not do anything with central tendency. Okay. Mean, median, mode helps with the numbers that are wrapped closer to the center, to the central. They're tight together. Range deals with variation, okay? How far apart they are. So we're looking at my high, which is 20, minus my lowest number, which is 3. So my range will be 17. Okay, see? I told you For Your Eyes Only. And, sometimes we just have to spark that memory a little bit. It's all right, okay? So for those that are here that's new to my little platform or my performance, welcome, okay? What I do is basically I take on multiple areas of math. Generally, I try to hit with the GED, the Accuplacer, the ASVAB, or maybe even just math in general, especially around Algebra 1, a little bit of geometry, and just really try to get you connected with it. Because I know your first time exposure with it was not that fabulous. So I'm here to help break it down so we can alleviate as much as what they like to call math phobia. And I think it's because how the math was presented to you when you were younger, you weren't ready for it. But everyone kept treating you like you were stupid because you weren't some kind of freaking genius coming out of the womb. We are all blank slates, right? So, hey. So we're here to kind of just take it easy, try to work it out. If you know you're a type of person that you like to go quickly, all right, this is probably not the place for you. There's plenty of other people you can hang out. But if you want someone to kind of take our time through it, step by step, I'm here for it, all right? Good. This is how you feel? Good. There you go. That's what I try. You're terrible at algebra. Yeah, all that. Well, that's okay, Michelle. We're here. We're going to break concepts down. And then also, I still have, even though it's not at the flash sale, but I still have some openings. If you are thinking about taking your GED or your Accuplacer, I am doing a summer math prep that is going to hit on all the target areas. It is 12 weeks long. Don't hesitate with that. It's like we're meeting twice a week for 90 minutes. Okay, work on some concepts, doing some practice. If you like how I'm teaching like this is how I teach all the time. I like to break things down. And if you have questions, you ask questions. All right. So let this be your home. Let this be your math home. So if you do need any kind of assistance, just go ahead and ask. All right. So now back to the math. You did finally pass it. Good job. Or how you get the median? Sure. Well, one, we have our data set, and our data set needs to be placed in numerical order. So I like to go from least to greatest. Some people like to go from greatest to least. Come see, come saw. All right. But what happens is median means middle. You're looking for the number in the middle. Since we have an odd number of data, we're going to start on the ends, and then we're going to count towards the middle. And since it's an odd number, it gives us exactly our 12. You got 4 numbers to the left. You got 4 numbers to the right. Stand up, sit down, fight, fight, fight. That's how you got your 12 that's in the middle. Okay? All right. Cool. Okay. So now I want to take it slightly a step further because we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but for some of you guys, you weren't here yesterday. You were not blessed with this on your FYP. And then all of a sudden you're like, wait, freaking out. So now what I want to do is I'm going to cover up. I'm going to use this data right here in red. I'm going to cover up the median, and I'm going to look at the lower numbers. Now, I want to find the median of my lower numbers, which is 3, 5, 9, and 10. If you could take a guess, it was a cheer back in the day. You're probably before your time. Stand up, sit down, fight, fight, fight. Okay, so what will be my middle number or my median of these 4? Go ahead and put it in the chat. There you go. And so that's, yes. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay, what do we got? So C4, you're thinking like 6.75. Pog is 7. Okay. Janice, someone's waving to you. You got your girl, Janice. Bundles is saying 7. Michael's saying 7. Oh, Janice, you got all your friends. It's like C4, 7. Okay. Godchild saying 4. All right. So this is what happens. So this time we have an even numbers. If I count to the middle, we're saying that there is something between 5 and 9. And how I would find that, I'm going to put it down here. I would have to add these two numbers up and divide by 2. Okay, so 5 plus 9, that gives me 14. 14 divided by 2, that gives me 7. So 7, and I'm going to put a little line right through here. And I'm going to put my 7 right here, and I'm going to circle it. Okay? So that's going to be the median of my lower numbers. So now I'm going to slide over. Okay? There's the median of all the data, but I'm going to cover that up. So now I got 1, 2, 3, 4. What is going to be my median for 16, 17, 19, and 20? What do you think? C4 saying 18. Bundles is saying 18. Okay, Godchild is saying 13. Careful, Godchild. 16, 17, 19, and 20. It's got to be somewhere in between 17 and 19. There we go. Access granted is saying 19. Michael R saying 18. Pog 18. Access switched it to 18. Okay. All right, Godchild, what do you think? Menzoza saying 18. All right. So even if we did the same thing that we did down here for the lower numbers, if we have our 17 plus 19 divided by 2, so we have what, 36 divided by 2? Whoops. And you can't see. There we go. All right, so that's 1 and that's 18. Okay? You could do it like this, or just think. We got 17. We got 19. What number will come right in between? That has to be 18. But if you get one of those teachers that's like, prove it, you just did it right here. Okay? Add those two numbers where it comes close to, divide by 2, and then you'll get your answer. Okay? So what you just found, and we mentioned this word yesterday, what you found is the quartiles. Because it was kind of close to the end, and I know I said these things, but when you're half asleep, anything's possible, okay? Okay? So if anything, we have our quartiles. So what you just found was what's called the first quartile. Okay? The second quartile is your median. Some people like to call it median. Some people like to call it the second quartile. I just like to put it there just so you know. And then the last one, that's your third quartile. Because of these medians, you divided your data into 4 sections. Okay? One of the sections, I'm going to do this because some people are like, where's the fourth one? Okay? One section involves the 3 and 5. Another section involves the 9, 10, and getting close to 12. Another section involves close to 12 and 16 and 17. And another section involves the 19 and 20. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. So this is almost like $1. You need 4 quarters to equal $1. So if you ever come across, and this will probably be like a 4-point question. If something comes across and says, what will be in the first 25% of the data? And they give you answer choices like a 10, a 20, a one that's completely out of the loop, like 35. 35 is not even on the thing. And then they'll say like 4. You're like, okay, 4 is in the first 25% of the data. That's how you're going to figure that out, okay? By using what's called I know it as box and whiskers. Things you usually get older, you transform. It's called a box plot. The reason why, because if I draw my box, the ends of this box, this is my Q1, this is my Q3. My Q2 is going to be on here. So here is my 7, here is my 18, and my median was 12. So it's going to be somewhere around here. Or I'm going to put Q2 because some tests do some things. But then that's the box part. They have something called a whisker. That means you're looking at your lowest number, which is 3, and your highest number, which is 20. So 20 is not going to be that long of a whisker. This is your max. whereas 3 is going to be a little bit of ways. And that's your min. This is what's called your box and whisker plot. All right, let me see. Hello, creation. Yep, box plots. Thank you, Blessing. Are 7 and 18 your high number and low number? It's not my high number and no low number. These are my medians of the lower numbers. This is my median of the higher numbers. Okay, why did you do 17 and 18? 17 and 18? Do you know 7 and 8? Okay, there we go. All right, so 7 was the median. Let me come back to the red. So 7 was the median of my lower numbers, my lower quartiles. 18 was the median of my higher numbers, my upper quartiles. Okay, so when you do that, you find your Q3 and your Q1. Box what? Box and whiskers, or box plots. And let me see if I'm missing anyone else. Thank you, Trophy. Oh, following immediately. Love this. Good. Can you do logs? That's your final exam. If anything, let me do it after this. Let me do it after the live, and I'll message you, and then we'll take it from there. Okay? All right. So once we find the medians, we split it up and find the median of the ones that are to the left and to the right. Yes. Yep. Never heard that before. Well, here we go. Because sometimes, especially nowadays, I've been seeing box and whisker plots more so vertically. But you're doing the exact same thing. Okay, good. You never heard of it either? Oh, I love that. I love that I'm able to educate a little bit. Okay? Because it's just another way of what people like to call the 5-number summary. Okay? So my minimum was a 3. My first quartile, that was 7. My median was 12. My third quartile was 18, and my maximum number was 20. Okay? Of course. Now, this may or may not, depending on which test. I haven't seen too much box plots. They might just have you interpret some things, like what will be in the first 25%. They usually do something like that on SATs. But that's when you can actually use a calculator, because usually it's a calculator question. And I will actually show you how we are able to put that into our calculator and be able to get the number summary. I'll show you that in a moment. Okay, so let me get myself some room. We can actually do it right here. It's not too tragic. Let me tape in. Okay. No, not that yet. Ignore that. Wait, I was about to write that down. I know, ignore it. Just pretend it didn't happen. It was a mirage. Okay. All right. So here's our data. So we're just going to find the median. We want to get into what's called the 5-number summary. So we need to find our median. Okay, so let's just find our median. Yesterday? Really? Well, welcome on in. Is Janice's friend still here? Or did you guys leave us? Don't be afraid. Okay. Good. All right. So first thing, I know. First thing, just like who said it? Blank space, blank name. Okay, rewrite it lowest to highest first, and that is the right thing you do. So looks like the first number we have is a 1. Okay, then we have 4. And I like to cross out as I do this, even to this day and age, because it always stinks when you have to redo it. Don't like doing that. 10, 11, we got our 12, we have our 15, 17, and 20. 15, 16, 17, and 20. So 3, 6, 9. Yep. Okay. So we have 9 digits. It makes it a little bit easier. Okay, so Bundles is saying our median is 11. Do we agree? The median is a thing for you? Like a good thing or a bad thing? Yeah, I hope they didn't leave either. Yes, good. We got people agreeing about the median. All right, good. All right, good. All right. It's like, we don't want you to get fearful. It's okay. Okay, Andrea's saying yes. Michelle's saying 11. Good. All right. Excellent. Because if I go to the ends and I count towards the middle, pairing up, since it's an odd number, we do have a single digit in the middle. So this is my median. Also could be known as your Q2, your quartile part 2. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So if anything, I'm glad that you're here because you're probably going to be jumping on that soon. So it's okay. All right. So once we put our numbers in order, all we do is just count towards the middle. So we got 11. So now from the median and up, I'm going to cover. Because now I want to find the median for my lower quartile. Okay, my 1, 4, 8, 10. So I started 1 and 10, 4 and 8. So that means I'm between 4 and 8. So we're saying 6. So 4 plus 8, then divide by 2. Okay. All right. So I got 6, 6, 6. I got 5. I got 6. Okay, we went back to 6. All right. So 4 plus 8, that gives me my 12. 12 divided by 2 will give me 6. So that means from here to here, I'm going to write the 6 and put a circle around it. That's going to be my first quartile. Okay. Same thing happening with the upper numbers. I'm going to cover these, including the median from the datas. So I got 12, 15, 17, and 20. So that means in between my 15 and 17. Okay, so we got 16, we got 16, 16, excellent. Okay, we didn't have to even do anything. If you wanted to, you can add the 15 and the 17 and divide it by 2, and you will get your third quartile. Okay, which is at 16. Good. So, when I look at my data, I'm going to put it into what's called the 5-number summary. My lowest number is my min, which was 1. My first quartile, which we just found, which is 6. The median is 11. The third quartile is 16. And the maximum is the highest number, which is 20. So your Q1, your median, and your Q3, that makes up the box. So if you want, you can do this to help you to remember. That's going to make up your box. Okay? So now I'm going to go in. I feel like I'm on the edge of my desk. I just realized, I'm like, why am I like all the way on the edge of my desk? It's like hilarious. Okay, so I draw my box. Okay, so this is a 6. Then this is a 16. So 11 is going to be somewhere around here. So here's your Q1, here's your median, and here's your Q3. Now all I need to do is to put my dot for my min, which is 1. Oops, sorry. To kind of hover the ball. All right. And then my next one is 20. Well, it's not too far. About here. And this is my max. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Yep. So it's like you're finding the median 3 times. You're finding the median of all the data, then you find the median of the lower quartile, then you find the median of the upper quartile to find your Q3 and your Q1. All right. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Because then I'm probably going to keep frequency. I don't know. I might do frequency. I'm not sure. Because I really feel like I want to give you guys time to practice. Okay. So yes, we are going to do another one. So you always divide by 2 when you're finding the median. Yes. Median. There we go. Okay. Right now for the 5-number summary, we don't need the mean and the mode. Well, 1, we don't have a mode. But the mean, we know we can find this, the average. I just wanted to switch over to the 5-number. Just wanted to do a quick little review. But thank you. Okay. All right. Kay Smith, how are you? All right. Okay. So if we can tap up a little bit while I set up everything. If we can get up to, I don't know, maybe 10. If that's being too greedy, I'm so sorry. But, maybe 10. That'll be nice. Nice little round number. Okay, I would greatly appreciate it. So K. Smith, we are working on mean. Well, right now we're working on the 5-number, so box plots. Yeah, that'll work right there. So try to get a little bit extra data analysis going on for you guys. Oh, thank you. So that's the mean. Mean, you're going to add up all the numbers up. The median, you have to put the numbers in order. and then you're going to count towards the middle. If it's a single number, that makes life easy. If it's between two numbers, what you're going to do is you're going to add them together and then divide by 2 because you want to find the middle of those two numbers. But if you get something like 15 and 17, well, the middle number is going to be 16 because you go 15, 16, 17. But if it's 16, I love this one, 16 and 16, well, then the middle number is going to be 16. Can't split itself. Okay. All right, perfect. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, so I'm going to leave you guys alone just for a moment. All right, so I'll get you started off. We have 19, 15, 7, 12, 5, 2, 17, 20, and 3. We need to figure out what is the min, the Q1, the median, Q3, and the maximum. Okay? So what's the first thing that you guys do? Okay, thanks for the follow, Kay. Appreciate it. Yep, if you know of anyone else that will benefit from tonight, come on in. Okay, not add up all the numbers, but yes, put them in order. We're doing the median, not the mean, just the median. I'll even put this with you. So 2, 3, 5, 7, 12. Okay, good. Nedra, good job. Okay. All right, so K. Smith saying 12. God is good is saying 12. Okay, I will. I was like, believe it or not, Michael, I scratched it because I know you can do this. Sir Eagle, how are you? Okay, Michael R. saying 12. Michelle, always lowest to highest. I'm used to putting it lowest to highest. Some people said their teachers want them to go highest to lowest. Either way will work because it's depending, you're counting towards the middle. So I kind of like to go from lowest to highest. Okay. Awesome, good. Okay. So range is the difference of the lowest to highest. So that means if I want to see the variation, how spread my data is, I go for my highest number minus my lowest number. Because range has nothing to do with measures of central tendency. Range is a measure of variation. Okay. So I'm seeing some 12s. Okay. I'm saying 4, 12, and 18. I'm seeing 18. I'm seeing 18. Okay. So let's take a gander. So starting with the low and the high and counting towards the middle. Since it's an odd number, we definitely have our median, which is 12. Okay. Now, we need to find the median of, median of my lower quartile. So that means it's between 3 and 5. which some of you guys said is 4. So now, I don't know what happened to my piece of paper. Oh, here it is. I cleaned my desk and I'm like, now I feel lost, which is so weird. Okay, so now for my upper quartile, I got 15, 17, 19, and 20. So if I count towards the middle, the number between 17 and 19, that's going to be 18. And that's my Q3. All right, good. Seeing a lot of 18s, which is good. R.C. Pollard, welcome in. User Qt, how are you? All right. Quartile 3. So quartiles, you're basically taking your data and you're splitting them up into 4 sections. You have this section here with the 5 and 7, this section here with the 15 and 17, and this section here with the 9 and 20. So when you're breaking them up into quartiles, you're breaking them into 4 sections. 4 quarters equal $1. So this is 1/4 of the data, this is 1/4 of the data, this is 1/4 of the data, and this is 1/4 of the data. 4 quarters give me $1 whole dollar. Okay, I know. It's lingo that we haven't heard in a while. Aw, miss you too. So my minimum is 2. My Q1, which we found, is 4, which you can't see. There we go. My median was 12. And we found that the Q3 was 18. And the highest number of all that data was 20. So if you want, you can remember that the Q1, the median, and the Q3, that makes up the box. Okay? The min and the max will give you your whiskers. So if I were to make a box, box here, 14, 18 is not too bad. Okay, so this is my 4. This is my 18. 20 is going to be somewhere around here, which that's my max. And then we have 12. So 12 will be kind of roughly here. This is my median. And sometimes the median is called your Q2. Here's our Q3 and our Q1. And then our lowest number is 2. And that's our min. All right. Okay, so teaching range. Oh, yes. Because the range for a data set is your highest minus your low. The range, looking at the range of data on a coordinate plane, that means you're dealing with X and Y values. That's why you're going to have to do just your Y's. I know. Sometimes I have to remind myself to say range of the data or data, depending where you're from. Okay. But if they just say plain old range, they're talking about your Y values. If they say the range of the data, they're talking about your highest minus your low. What is this called? Box plot? Or I was told it was Box-and-Whiskers, but nowadays they like to call it box plots. And then sometimes you will see these box plots more vertically sometimes. but it's the same exact thing. Your minimum is still going to be down here. Your maximum is going to be up here. And then you have your Q1, your median, and your Q3. It's exactly the same thing. They just reverted vertically. You might see this in some newspapers when they throw data information about, I don't know, teenagers and smoking. I don't know. It's always something. I don't know why I'd use that analogy, but here we are. Okay. Are you on the same time daily? Monday through Thursdays, 9:30. Fridays, 1 p.m. If anything, let's save all this. If you go to my profile, I actually have it pinned on my profile with the schedule. So Saturday and Sunday is at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Monday through Thursday, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, and 1 p.m. on Friday. You're welcome. Yes, yes. Especially intros to statistics. Like once we get past standard deviations, yeah, that's why I'm gone. I'm just like, gone, done. All right. Yep. Domain range from last week. Yes. Yeah, so it's going to be a little different. All right. Now, let's try one more thing. I'm thinking I'm going to hold frequency tables till tomorrow. But one more thing, that there is another form of range that we deal. Before, when we had the range of the data, we did your max minus your min. But they have another range, especially when you're dealing with 5-number summaries, what we just did with the Box-and-Whisker. This one is called the interquartile range. And you're probably like, say what? What is that, Audrey? And I was like, it's okay. It's going to be really simple, I swear. I promise you. I swear they'd be making stuff up. And I'm like, that's exactly how I felt when I first learned these things. Because I felt like every time you turned around, it was something new. So, interquartile range, otherwise known as your IQR. Okay. With your interquartile range, it is as simply as this. You're dealing with your quartiles, your 3 and your 1. So all you're doing is you're taking your Q3 and you're minusing your Q1 because you want to see the variation between the two. That's how you do your interquartile range. See? Another term. It is, I know. Another term. Okay. All right. So your interquartile range. So in this case, if I want to find, I'm going to put it right next to here. If I want to find my IQR for this data set, that means I'm taking my 18 and I'm minusing the 4. My Q3, 18, Q1, 4. So my interquartile range is simply 14. Yes. I'm going to be honest with you, the 5-number summary is used quite a bit. It's just not as blunt as this. So when you look at some of the data, especially USA Today newspaper, they always use 5-number summaries. They always take you to the lowest and the highest, but sometimes their graphs, like I said, is more so vertically. Okay. How did I add it? I didn't add it, I subtracted. So I took the 18 from the Q3 minus the 4 from the Q1. Oh, good. Well, hello, Lily. Yes, subtract. What about the other two? Don't worry about the other two. When the inner quartile range, you're only looking at your Q3 minus your Q1. If they said do the range of the data, that means that's going to be your max, which is 20, minus the 2. Used for statistics? Yes. A lot for statistics. And they also use it for comparison. So like when they're comparing test scores from one school to another school, and they're also looking at how many people are attending general ed, how many are special ed, how many of them are taking AP testing, they always use number summaries to represent it. Yeah. So it takes practice, K-Smith. It will take practice. Okay? Because there's a lot. Sometimes we just don't realize that these things are being used until you actually look at it, say in class, or you look at it on a test or exam, and then you're like, oh, wait. Oh, and as soon as you see stuff like this, you will not, all of a sudden you're going to see it in the newspaper like, oh my God, I remember seeing that. It happens. It always happens. Since you took statistics in college level. Yes. And I know. I'm telling you. If it's not slapping you in the face and you constantly have to be faced with it, you will, it'll just kind of drift a bit. All right. So let's do an overall. I think I can do like one more, maybe two. All right. So I'm going to use this bad boy. I might have to shrink it. I thought I'd be able to fit it all in there. But I'll read it to you. And if I need to zoom, I will zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. Now, while I'm finishing this up, if you like the structure of these books, I am selling these books. I cannot wait to get my books so I can actually show you, especially from Audrey's notes, because they said it usually takes like 2 weeks. I'm like, ew, why? But anyway, that's what happens when you self-publish. But if you do want your books a lot sooner, it is available on Amazon, but I know how some people are feeling about Amazon lately, so, we just gotta make it happen for what it can. All right, so I'm gonna try as best I can. All right, so this is what it says, just in case for those it's kind of hard to read. Okay. So we have books. So we're just like the number of books read by a group of students. So we have one person read like say 13 books, 12, 9, 11, 10, 12, 8, 5, 9, 10, 7, and 5. Okay. So we have first off, and they're going to be asking for the minimum value, the first quartile, the median, the third quartile, the maximum value. Then we need the range of our data and the inner quartile range of our data. First thing, let me see if I can rewrite it underneath and I can put it in order for you. So my lowest looks like a 5. So I'm going to put it down here. So we got a 5. Can we see this? Okay. Because I know it's kind of hard to see. I thought it was going to be a little bit clearer, but I was wrong. So we have 5. We have 7. We have an 8. We have 2 9s. 2 10s. 11, 2 12s, a 13, and a 15. Okay. So let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yep. Okay, so this should help you out. So we need to find our median, our minimum, maximum, first quartile, third quartile, range, and interquartile range. So let's find our median first. What will be our median? Bundles is saying 10. Do we agree? Bundles is like, you better agree. Okay. Teacher her well. Oh, cupcake. Yes, 10, 10. Yep. Good creation. Yes. Good. Creation quality. Good job. Nice. Okay. So all we did was start at the 5 and the 15, and we moved directly towards the middle. So guess what? Is in between two of the same numbers. So that means it's 10. We split the difference. All right. So, sorry guys. One moment. Maybe not. Okay, here we go. It's that puzzle piece thing. I don't know. I think ever since the people that used to, remember there used to be people that came on TikTok that used to just record themselves sleeping? Like, really? So I think ever since then, they have been doing all kinds of weird stuff. So anywho. All right. So now we need to find my first quartile. Okay. First quartile. Okay, bundles is saying 8.5. You have 2 9s. Yep, there's supposed to be 2 9s because that's how many was in the data set. Okay, Sir Eagle, good with 8.5. Yep, so since our median, I know because there was 2 10s, and it's exactly the same, but still we have to split it. Okay, so that means this 10 is actually being a part of this mixture here. So 5 to 10, then 9 and 7, then we have 8 and 9. Okay, 8 and 9, if you want, you can add them up and divide by 2. Or what will be in between 8 and 9, that's going to be 8.5. And that is your Q1, your first quartile. Okay, user cute? Yes. Okay. Are we okay? So go ahead and flip to the other side. Let me slide over a little bit. Maybe even zoom in a bit so you won't be going blind. All right. What will be my median for the upper numbers? Michael R. saying 12. Do we agree? Okay, bundle saying 12, Sir Eagle 12, Pog 12, creation is 12.5. Okay, lovely saying yes, 12. Okay, so we're starting here at the 10 and the 15. There you go. Now you're saying 12.5. So between 10 and the 15, then 11 and 13, then we're in between the same number, 12 and 12. Okay, so you can't get in between itself. So my Q3 is going to be 12. It's only 12.5 if it was between 12 and 13. Between 12 and 13 will be 12.5. But between 12 and 12, it's just going to be 12. Okay? Okay. Yeah, when it's the same number, then your whatever Q1 or Q3 will be that number. Okay? Makes sense? All right, good. Because you could add them up and divide by 12, but you're still going to get 12. All right? So now, if I want, I can just do this. Because I'm lazy. I ain't gonna lie. I could draw my box. Okay? So all I have to do is fill in what will be my minimum. What's going to be my min? Okay, bundles is saying 5. Okay, twin is saying 9. Sir Eagle saying 5. Okay, Janice is saying 5. Michael 5. Pog, add whiskers, of course. All right, so 5. Yes, my lowest number of the data set is going to be 5. That's my min. The first quartile, which we found, was 8.5. The median of all the data was 10. My third quartile, which was 12. Bring it down a little bit. The maximum number is 15. So now from here, what will be the range of my data? Of all this data set, what would be the range of the whole thing? Go ahead, put that in the chat. Okay, Bundles is saying 10. Okay, Janice is saying 10. Michael's saying 10. Remember, question marks are answers too. So if you're like, I don't know, put the question mark in. Trust me, you're not going to be judged. Not at all. Because, yeah, thank you. Thank you for your honesty. Joy saying 10. Okay, my little cupcake saying question mark. Thank you for your honesty. Okay, anyone else? All right. User Qt is saying 10. Okay, creation. Thank you for your honesty. All right. It is your max and your min. Good. So it should be 10. Yes. So this all you're doing. You're taking your max for the range. I'm going to write it relatively small. So for the range, it's going to be your max point minus your min point. So our maximum was 15. Our minimum is 5. 15 minus 5 gives us our 10. Okay. Now the inner quartile range, remember that's your Q3 minus your Q1. So your third quartile minus your first quartile. What would I get? All right, cool. Okay, what would I get for the inner quartile range? Okay, so bundle saying 3.5, creation 3.5, Neek 3.5, Pog 3.5. Is it Kaya 3.5? Janice is 7. Because we're not adding them, we're subtracting them. And make sure you're not doing the third quartile and the minimum. It's the third quartile and the first quartile. Okay, thank you, Kaya. Joy is saying 7 as well. So the third quartile minus the first quartile, which is 8.5. Not the 5, but the 8.5. Okay, user good. 3.5, good. 3.5. Okay, Joy, there you go. There it is. Okay. All right. So 12 minus that 8.5 gives us our 3.5. All right. Good. So if your median was here at 10, your first quartile was here at 12, and our first is at 8.5, so that's roughly about here. So if you wanted to draw your box, and then our minimum was at 5, so that'll be a point here. And your maximum value is at 15. And you just drew your box and whisker. And if you want to label, you can label. So that's how you do a box plot. Going too fast? Okay, sorry. So all I did was I got my median, which is a 10. Just drew a line. Then I have my third quartile, which is at 12. Drew my line. Then the first quartile was at 8.5. So 8.5 is between 8 and 9. Drew a line and then made a box. Okay, so this is my Q1, my median, or Q2, depending, and my Q3. Once I got my box, now I need my whiskers. My lowest is 5, so here's 5, put a point here. Draw a line to attach to the box, or a segment, I should say. And then my maximum value was 15, and then draw a line to the box. And that's how you do a box and whisker. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. All right. So it seems like a lot of people learned something new today, which is kind of cool. I was like, I thought everyone knows about box plots or box and whiskers and all that stuff. Huh. All right. We'll do some more with this. All right. So yeah, this is basically it. So it's just another way to organize your data. So now you can got a visual of, and you can do a comparison. So like say you had what was going on with these books. Maybe this happened at one school. And then you had another school, maybe a librarian did the data for her people. And then you can kind of see roughly what is the majority. What's happening with the spread here with the Q3 and the Q1. Oh, thank you. Spoiling me. Okay. And then you can actually take a look at your number. And then you can actually take a look at your number. Extremely low number, like you might have 1, and then you notice most of the data is kind of pushing towards the 15s. And if you have an extremely low or an extremely high number, do you guys know what that's called? when you have in the data, we have extremely low or extremely high number. What are we working on tomorrow? Tomorrow, we're going to be doing the frequency table because I had all that situated. Okay. Thank you, Cupcake. Outliers. Okay. The outliers. So that 1 or 2. So let's think about like me and my friends. I don't know what it is, but most of my friends are smaller than me. They're shorter than me. So I'm 6'1". You can't tell, the lovely hands. So, but I'm 6'1". Most of my friends, I don't know why. It just so happened to be that way. They're in their 5s, like 5'10s, right? So my shortest one's like she says she's 4. She says she's 5'2". She might be pushing it with the heels, but because I'm always grabbing something every time we go shopping. Hey, Audrey, I know, human ladder. What do you need? Doesn't matter where we go. But I'm the outlier when it comes to the height. Like everyone's like in the 5s, and then here's me, 6'1", right? So I would be the outlier when it comes to the height-wise, okay? Yep. I know, right? So usually when people start manipulating numbers, and they always ask you, well, if I took the outlier, what would change the most? Would the mean or the median? What would change the most if I had an outlier? Hey, good evening. How are you? Yep, no worries. Don't worry. I got the replay. Well, it's going to take a bit, but I will definitely do it. Good. Not sure. Okay. Good, solid answers. I like that. So and sometimes they always do something like this they used to do something like this for the SAT to make you really think. If you have an outlier, okay, and you pull the outlier, so say you were fishing, and most of your fish are like in the teens and 20s when it comes to weight. Like say 15s, 17s, might have a 21. And then all of a sudden someone got like a big mama jama that has been living in that ocean for a long time. They got the OG of the ocean. All of a sudden coming in at a whopping 47 pounds, right? Big fish. If we pull that outlier out, the thing that will change the most is going to be your mean. Because take a look, think about it. In order for you to do the mean, you would have to add the numbers up and divide by how many numbers you have. So now you're taking your highest number and you're taking away one of your numbers in your number set. Whereas the median will be roughly the same. You just shift it over a little bit. So the mean is what's really going to change. And a lot of people use that information when they're trying to do scare tactics for us. Oh, I know, the average American only has like $10 in their account. Well, stop telling us to stop spending so damn much on some stupid stuff. Oh my God, I got a pen that talks. Really? Really? How much? $5,000. Really? Really? And it writes upside down. Are you writing letters upside down? No. Really? Just makes you wonder, right? Hello, Ann. How are you? When you go live? Oh, it should. If anything, I guess you need to subscribe to me. Now, here's my thing. I'm not famous yet. So if you guys want to subscribe to my TikTok, like that little heart thing, go ahead and click on that. Because maybe that's the only way that you guys get notifications. But I generally try to come on at the same time. And my times are posted on my profile. Okay. All right. And then you got Mr. B. Janice, you are so popular. What's going on? You just like call everybody, like, look, everybody come on TikTok over here. Would you put the hotline on? Subscribe or follow. I don't know. Maybe follow. Either way it's free. Because I'm not bougie yet. Now 100K. You might have to no, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't. I know my people. I think both, yeah. Yeah, you can do both. Oh, you did. So you can do both. So if anything, for people, especially the ones that are new, couple things. I always put replays of my, except for the stuff that I was doing with the flash sale, that's not on there. But if you want to subscribe, again, it's free, to my YouTube channel, I have all the replays of my lives, raw, uncut, it's on there. So if you ever just say, oh, I got that at the end, I missed it, you can go there. Like, give me a few hours, because sometimes around this time of night, TikTok takes forever to upload. But anyway, but it will be up there definitely in the morning. If you don't want to stick around, that's fine. But you can go to my YouTube channel, Audrey Codner, ACG Math Tutoring. I'll be there. If you want to, you can still sign up, okay, for the course, Math Prep. For a second, I had a brain fart. If you're thinking about your GED, your Accuplacer, ASVAB, if you want to do any of those, we still have space, but right now the price is going to be $147. All right. So, but I do have payment plans. Just check in with me and let's see what we can do. Okay. Because I understand people want greatness, but right now funds are very tight. Okay. So definitely reach out to me if you're still of interest of that. If you like the notebook that I'm actually writing in or taping things in, the whole structure of it, I created this and I'm actually working on next year's book. I'm going to try to do a little tweak with it. It's 100 pages, which is nice and plain, but at the same time, you can do your graphing with it. You can do anything. If you have notes that your teacher wants you to tape inside your book, you can tape on one side, and then you can do the explanation on the other side. And as you can tell, if you have any formulas, you can put formulas here. If you have some steps, you can write down your steps here, so you have easy access to all of the information. All right, just like how I did for finding slope, okay, doing all that, and the different formulas. Now, in addition to the notes part, I'm not going to bombard too much, but we actually have a factor sheet. So this goes from 1 to 200. If multiplying is not your thing, but you still have to break down factoring, you still have to break down radicals, you need to know what your perfects and your primes are. This is all listed inside. In addition to the rules of integers, we're looking at some of the linear and quadratics, order of operations, and this is basically designed for advanced students, okay? I'm probably going to be adding some more things in, and then brain breaks, just in case you just need something that you can't have your phone, but you need a brain break. You can do that. So if you want, you can go to my website. It has my own bookstore, as well as if you want to get it on Amazon to get it a heck of a lot faster, you can order it through Amazon. All right. So this is one of the covers, and then my other, and this is the other cover. But the interior is exactly the same. So there's 3 different covers, but the interior is exactly the same. Almost fell out the chair to try to get the other book. So, yeah. Hey, Bri, you have been gone for a while. You're okay? Yeah, it's not a problem. I'm still waiting for people to respond back to me, Ann. Like, I did not forget you. But everyone is not me, unfortunately, I think. Should invest. I agree. I agree. Teachers should invest. Definitely will be doing a lot more promotion. You guys just keep spreading the word. Years ago, we're probably in the same class. Busy with work. Hey, I feel you. You gotta do what you gotta do. No, I mean, and like you need assistance. I'll see what I can do. Got a new job. Okay. Look at you with your own place. Fancy. Oh, Janice. Well, thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Audrey's notes. So if you actually like my notes, you can order my notes. Hold on. Of course, I put that in the very top. And it's called Audrey's Notes. I know, really inventive. But what happens is you actually get color copies of my notes that I get from since, February 2nd. But the only thing that's really cool is that I put the lives that's connected to the notes on the QR code. So if you scan the QR codes, it will take you directly to the live. Now, some of them were early on and I was not thinking about doing this. So a couple of those TikTok, you only have your lives recorded on TikTok for like 30 days. But some of them you can still follow along with the notes. And I did put a little recording like, oh no, that's not there. But that was in book 1. Book 2, book 3, yeah, all of them are in there. So all you have to do is just scan the QR code and then you can follow along with the notes. And that's through Audrey's notes. So that's books 1, 2, and 3. Right now we're on books number 4. And this will be probably done definitely before summer. So, but if you still want to be a part of the summer, if you still need your ASVAB, your GED, and you want to be a part of our group, please come on in because we got 6 people, which is awesome. Like, this is my first year doing it, and I'm just really excited. I can't wait to just break down math concepts. It's going to be, some of the stuff is going to be similar, but it's always nice to hear it one more time and be able to have a sequence. That's the difference between what I'm doing here. I'm just jumping from here to there versus having a sequence. Okay. All right. Nice. Thank you, lovely. I know. But all you can do, Bri, is take it step by step. I know you're trying to take it all in. We're trying to do so much for ourselves because everyone keeps telling us you have to do it this way. Well, guess what? You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have your own place. It's going to be excited. There's going to be days you're going to be looking like, I just want things to work. I just want food to be in the fridge. I just want to be able to take a shower without anything happening. But things are going to happen. That's called life. But no matter what, just take a moment, take a deep breath. Everything's going to work out best the next day. Okay? You just do the best that you can. And then again, if you need any kind of assistance math-wise, hey, I'm here for you, okay? You're not alone. All right, everyone. So I'm going to wrap up. So I will be here tomorrow night at 9:30, and we're going to be working on frequency tables. I'm going to try to do a couple variations and maybe us do a little bit of review of what we did tonight. So you'll be able to understand what is happening with that. And you're going to be like, oh, man, this is mad easy. And that's what I love to hear. Okay? All right, so you guys have a good night. Please, 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 if anything pops up and you're like, hey, can you please explain this? Do not hesitate. If you're currently taking a college class, hey, do not hesitate. I do tutoring as well. So, and don't be like, oh, I don't want to insult you, Audrey, because I don't have any money and da da blah, 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 blah. If you need assistance, we will figure it out. God's got me. All right. I'm not saying that I'm walking around on rose petals or anything like that. I'm struggling just as much as everyone else is. But no matter what, God's got me because he knows what I'm doing is what he wants me to do. Okay. So he's connecting me. He connected me with you guys. I didn't think that this was going to be a thing. Look, 26K in likes, 68 people here. And I know people are like, Audrey, I used to see like 600, 700 people in your lives, and now you got 68. I'm like, yeah, that's why I always want it. Because the true people are going to stay and they're going to watch. And that's going to be awesome. You know, I'm not doing this for TikTok clout. I'm actually doing this to help you guys on your next step so you can show the world your greatness. Because right now you're just giving us a little sample. Okay, just walking around with the sample tray. You know, you want someone to devour it, but at the same time, you want to make sales, right? So the world needs to see more of you. Okay. All right. Where did I get the notebook? Anthony, I made it. I created it. This is my creation. If you go to my website, you can order your own. You can order either through Amazon or my self-publishing, which is Books by Audrey Codner. Yep. And I created it. All this with all the review. Yep. Because I always felt like there really isn't a math notebook for older students. Most of the notebooks are designed for elementary, to do journaling, but not really math. You know, something with math concepts that we use, that we actually use. All right. All right. All right, guys. Good night. Good night. Have a good one. It was nice joining again. Yes, Bri. Have a good one. Stay strong. If you need any assistance, just to chat, whatever, please don't hesitate to reach out. You have a geometry question, Pog. Okay. Is it going to be something crazy? Oh, good night, Sir Eagle. Okay. Translation rotation scale. Okay. What about the translation rotation scale? Look as I turn to it. Okay. So, if you got with the rules, because all you're doing is your translation, it doesn't change. It's a rigid figure. Never learned it? Oh, okay. Do you want me to add that to my repertoire? Is that what you're saying? Because I can do that. Or do you need that right here, right now? Okay, adding to the repertoire. Okay. Sure. Michael, go to bed. Sure, go ahead. Later. Okay. All right, I will add that to my repertoire. It might be a Friday thing, whatever. Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday. Good gracious, where is this week? Michael. Yes, I will add it. So, okay, reflection, rotation, and then the scaling with the dilation. Yep, I'll do this page just so you can see it. And the handy dandy rules are right here inside my handy dandy notebook. All right, we'll definitely do that for you guys. Yep, and reflection. Gotcha. Yep, I will do that. All right, so that might be what we're going to do on Friday. Oh, thank you, that finance bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. Because some days I wonder. I'm not even going to sit here and try to lie. Some days I wonder. But every little bit counts and everything will turn out, right? All right, guys. So, if anything, I will see you guys tomorrow evening at 9:30. We're going to be working on frequency tables. Maybe do a quick little review with the 5-part summary that we did tonight. And I'm going to see what else. But then on Friday at 1 p.m., that's when I'll do the whole translation, rotation, basically rigid transformations and dilation. Okay, so I'll do those. All right. All right. Well, have a lovely evening. Thank you so much for the likes and the gifts and everything. I greatly appreciate it. And again, if you need a tutor, I do have openings. A lot of my kiddos some of them were taking their finals this week. Some of them are graduating this week. Trust me, I have been an emotional mess. One young lady graduated yesterday. That's why I had the biggest headache, because I was crying all day. Cry of tears of joy, not even of pain, of joy. It's crazy. I think my hormones are all out of whack. But anyway, not a problem. Well, have a good night, guys, and I'm going to get going. So if you need anything, let me know, but I will see you tomorrow night at 9:30. All right. Take care now. Bye.